are recording. All right. Hi, guys. Hello, Good Vibes Tribe and Team Hustle and Soul. My name is Aimee Ruel, and Tamsen West is here as my co-host tonight, and we're going to talk to you guys about the Ultimate Reset. This is a program that Tamsen and I actually are currently on day 12 of for our second round. We both did it back in the summer. Tamsen is just like getting down, making me laugh.
Hell yeah.
But I really want to talk about this tonight because Tamsen and I actually were talking about how important this program is, and like how we feel like every single coach should do this program. And I think I feel that more strongly the second time around than I did the first time.
Absolutely.
And it's super beneficial, and it had been on my radar for like a really long time. Like, how many of you got like, have you guys like looked at something and said, "Oh, I should do that," but I don't know, it might be too hard for me. Right? So that was us. And I know for both of us, we were at Summit last year, and Carl Deichler was talking about the Ultimate Reset, and Darren O'Lee, and they were talking about the Ultimate Reset, talking about it. We were kind of chatting about it. And I think it actually hit me in another conference while we were there, when they're talking about how it's really hard to do things. And as coaches, we try to help people do hard things to get where they want to be. And it kind of hit me like, oh my gosh, I am not doing the hard thing right now. So I'm like, okay, I have to do this. Like I'm doing the things I try to help my clients get through. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. And so I think I went home. I might have been on the plane when I ordered the Ultimate Reset. I'm like, that's it, I'm doing it. And I did it in August.
I was.
You were on the plane. Yeah, I think we both were on the plane. On the way home from Summit, we ordered it. Like, all right, let's do it. And this is a good lesson for us as coaches to go through something really hard again. Because, you know, the longer you start the journey, the easier things get, right? So it was a good time to challenge ourselves. Not that we're like awesome at everything by any means, but this was a really good way to do that. Okay. So I don't know how much you guys know about the Ultimate Reset or not, but we'll kind of tell you guys the synopsis of the program and then share our experiences with it, and then like have you guys ask some questions. Does that sound good? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so pretty much what the Ultimate Reset is a 3-week plan. It's like they call it the 3-phase program, and you don't starve yourself on it. Like, you eat actual real food. You're not running to the restroom like every 10 seconds, like you hear about all those like nasty juice cleanses where people can't leave the house. And who's done one of those before? Oh, this girl. I have. Yeah, didn't work back in the day. And it's really designed to be like an internal workout for your body. So you're cleansing your body from the inside out. You know, we work really hard on building muscles and getting strong, but there's a lot that goes on inside of us as well. You know, we do drink our Shakeology, we fuel our body that way, but you know, there's more to it than that. So this is really designed to do that. One of the really cool things when you get the program, you get this book, which this is like your Bible, okay? It has every week, I'm gonna show you like day 12, what's today? It gives you every day, so this is, well, let's say day 4, okay? So it'll tell you exactly what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And right next to every thing that you're supposed to eat, there's the link to a page with some recipes. They even give you a shopping list. So they make it really easy for you, which is great. So it's designed, that's how they make it effective, is they make it really simple for you to use. Now, to back up a little bit, this program was created by Isabel Deichler and Darren O'Lee, so co-creators of Shakeology, co-created the Reset. Let's see. One of the things I like to tell people, because I have a lot of people expressing interest in this now that I'm documenting a lot on social media, one of the biggest things I like to share is that this is not easy. Like, it's not designed to be easy, but it's designed to be effective. So you need to spend time preparing for it. I recommend like you really want to go through this book and pretty much read it. A week at best, really. Tamsen, would you agree? First time?
Yeah, I mean, to be, especially the first time, you need to have have looked at it and read through it at least a week in advance, because it is overwhelming at first, especially with a grocery list and things like that. And depending on how you already eat, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you may not have in your cupboard. And I think that in, you know, a lot of things, if you don't have a lot of those ingredients or whatever, you're going to be spending a lot more money, because you're going to be totally changing up everything that you're eating. So one thing that I would recommend, I wouldn't like take the grocery list and then just go buy everything on the grocery list. I kind of sort of did that the first time, and there was a lot of stuff I didn't use. It was, you know, non-perishable items, and so that's fine. Like, it's stuff that I'll eventually use. My speed is starting to be, or be, whatever. But go through and not only look at the grocery list, but look at the menu and the recipes themselves, and you want to stick to the menu as close to as possible, because it's really expanding your, you know, your taste buds, really, and you're trying new things and everything. They have like a reset and a crunch. Yep. So you can, like, if you're in a bind, like tonight, I'm in a bind. I'm not eating the menu, and so I'm doing an in a meal pinch, and that is stir fry. And I kind of been doing that like the last couple of days, and that's not the ideal situation. You want to be trying all the things, but if you see something on there that you know you're not going to want to eat, don't buy it. Like
Tempa.
What is the one thing?
Tempa.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
I did it the first time because I'd never tried it before. It wasn't my favorite thing. I felt like I had to really like douse it up with sauce with the Bragg's, you know, liquid aminos to really like make it palatable for me, I suppose. So I just decided that I was going to skip that one this time around. So, I mean, it's best to stick to the menu, but really go through. And I mean, you don't want to, you know, if there's something that you're just totally not going to eat, you don't want to obviously be buying this stuff. And yes, I Shakeology, they don't, while it's not like recommended, I mean, it's not built in 100%, like you can do this program without Shakeology. And they even kind of, you know, say maybe not to do it, but, and then they have you cut back on it in the last week because they cut back on your protein. So you're only supposed to do like half a scoop of Shakeology versus a full scoop. But I personally, I just can't go without it. So I used it all the way through the first round, and I did cut back my serving the second time, that last week, and I've used it this time all around too. But I'm a chocolate fiend. I need to have something sweet, and particularly, you know, chocolate. So that's where it saves me. But so it's you know, you don't have to have it to do it, but it's, you can do it as a snack. You can do it as breakfast.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's actually, sorry, Tamsen, I didn't mean to cut you off, but in the book, there's actually like a whole page on Shakeology, and it says you can, like, they do encourage you to follow the program as written, but you can, however, drink vegan Shakeology as a healthy, delicious breakfast alternative or snack option in all three phases. And like Tamsen, I typically drink my Shakeology for breakfast every day, but with this program, I use it as my afternoon snack. So that's kind of how I do it. I like look forward to it all day. Christy's also asking if she could do this while working full time. It is scary. I will tell you, I work 30 hours a week and I do it. But what the key piece to that is timing. So I'm going to kind of I'll get into the three phases now and kind of like chat with you about how that works. So the first phase is called reclaim. So in the first phase, we're kind of getting rid of meat proteins and refined foods that like obviously are stressing your digestive system. And you start introducing supplements. So every morning you're going to have, 3 times a day, you're going to have your optimized supplement right when you wake up. And then they recommend waiting a half hour before you eat breakfast. And then the same thing, you have to wait like 2 hours before you can eat again or have tea or whatever. Then you'll take your supplement again and then wait a half an hour until you have lunch. So if you know, like you have a scheduled lunchtime, Christy, like just like set a timer on your phone. I don't know if you're in class or whatever, like you can reach in, take a drink of water and take your supplements before lunch. So it can work. If you miss any supplements during the day, they have you make them up after dinner, like 2 hours after dinner at night. So there you go. She got the whole box out. I threw my box out. You're so good. So that's basically phase one is the optimize. And then at night, so it's optimize in the morning. It's 2 capsules. There you go. Tamsen's. And then, and then at every day, probably my least favorite part of the entire reset is the power greens in the afternoon. Gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I've gotten used to it. I've gotten a lot more. The first couple times I tried it, I was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. But then you just kind of get used to it. And now it doesn't bother me so much, especially the second time through because I was prepared for what it tastes like. I mean, it's your greens. I mean, it's spirulina, it's kale, it's celery, it's everything. Let's see. Yeah. Spinach, cucumber, chlorella, spirulina, celery, whatever the heck brassica is. Brassica, something. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's like mid-afternoon. And then at night, then every night you take Optimize and 2 Soothe capsules.
Yes. And you're drinking it with a gallon of water.
Not just any water, distilled water. Key to the program is the distilled water.
Distilled water with mineralized.
Yep.
Everything you make, everything that you use the distilled water with the mineralized in it.
So I'll just we mix it up in the jug. It's like a 1/4 teaspoon of mineralized you put in the distilled water and mix it up. And then I actually, every day before I go to work, I fill up like my Nalgene bottle, and then I actually have a 50-ounce Camelback. It's like even bigger. I fill up both of those and take them to work with me to get me through the day. And I leave a jug in my car. So that's kind of phase 1 in a nutshell. And then phase 2, you're definitely not eating any more animal protein. You're eating all vegan, and you add in a detox supplement, and the detox supplement is taken 3 times a day. Morning with those optimized capsules kind of right before lunch, and then again at night. And the optimize is to help your body. It gives your body, it's made with milk thistle, and it's been used for thousands of years to support liver function. I'm obviously reading that. But it helps the body eliminate unwanted waste and substances. So, one of the things to point out about phase 2, a note is that because this phase is called release, this is when a lot of people tend to notice things like pimples and stuff in their head, because your body's just like getting rid of things. It could be emotional. But they also make note, this doesn't necessarily have to happen in phase 2. It can happen in phase 1. Both times for me, I think if anybody has followed my journey on social media, I had debilitating leg pain, probably starting on day 3 through almost day 8 this time. So much so I couldn't sleep for 2 nights because my legs hurt so bad, which you can look at that 2 ways, right? You can look at it why the heck am I doing this? Or you can look at it as whoa, my body really needs this. And that's how I chose to look at it. Something is going on, probably super inflamed or something. I feel better now. Oh, wait, hold on. Christy, I see a couple of questions. Sorry. Are these supplements pills? Yes. So Tamsen's being the Vanna and showing them.
Vanna, yeah.
And then Christy's asking, is the greens just with water? Is that what you're asking? Yes. So they recommend 4 ounces of water. And I would put the smallest amount of water in there you can chug it and just chug it. Take it like a shot. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
Can you mix them with the food? Oh, can you mix them with the food? So you want to, no, you can't take them with food. So you have to take them, or no, you mean mix them in? No, you have to take them on their own. And then are the greens the Shakeology Boost? I don't know. No, I don't think so, because I think the boost is mostly spinach and cucumber, and I think they're a little bit different. But that's a great question. I'm not 100% sure. We used to get the greens. I don't have the greens right now.
Yeah, I don't have it. I'd have to do a side by side. I don't know.
Yeah, good question. Good question, Melissa. Okay, phase 2, releasing. Where was I? My legs hurting. Oh, but that went by, and I just chose to look at it as like my body really needed that, and they hurt worse this time than the first time. And I'll share like everything I felt after that. Then phase 3 is called reclaim. So in this phase, you are like, grains are gone, and you're eating basically fruits and vegetables. And you're done with the detox supplement this week. You're adding in Revitalize supplement, which is pills. Again, detox is a powder, but the detox is gone. And this is a pre and probiotic that restores healthy bacteria back to your freshly scrubbed digestive tract. And in lots of cleanses, this is the piece that's mostly missed. So that's why they add this in. So, okay, it's all fine and dandy, right? Like, you're done week 3. Then what? There's a part in this book that talks about transitioning back into normal eating habits, because if you go and eat after 3 weeks like this, okay, I'm going to go have like a big steak dinner with some French fries and, chocolate cake, you're probably not going to feel so hot. So there is a way.
And why would you?
And right,
you would want to go through after you go through all of that. You would not want to like wake up with that feeling, because when you wake up in the morning, like, that's the thing that I love the most, is you wake up feeling fan-freaking-tastic. Like, I feel like, I just feel more fit or more lean. Like, I don't have that gross, like, bloated, I regret what I ate last night feeling. I am a late night snacker myself. Like, that is my big bad, like, that's my hard one. So that's what a huge thing that I noticed is it makes me feel so much better about myself in the morning.
Agreed. So with that, I'll kind of like transition a little bit into my story and my experiences. Exercise, they recommend no exercise or like walking, some gentle yoga. Actually, in Beachbody On Demand's just released specific yoga for the reset, because even the some people were saying that the yoga, I'm getting my go to bed text. Some people were saying that even the Beachbody, whatever, the yoga retreat is too intense. And I have to say that I think the difference between doing the reset the first time and for me the second time is the exercise. I am like addicted to exercise. And so the first time around, I actually had my country heat certification during the reset. Like, okay, Aimee, right? So I had my country heat certification, and I was doing country heat because I just wanted to, and it was summer, whatever. And I remember being really hungry. And this time around, I'm not. And I think that that's why I had to be, because I was still exercising. Like, I wasn't listening and doing what the program told me to until the 3rd week. And then I cut it out and I felt fine. So that's different. I personally, I know the first time around, I really leaned on that. Tamsen touched on it. It's called the reset and the crunch. And so what that is it's funny that I don't have it on. So basically, for each phase of the reset, I'm going to kind of show you guys this. Like week 1, 2, and 3, they'll give options for breakfast like every day if you have to have these things. So if you need to make, you really need to meal prep, and you don't care if you eat the same thing for dinner 2 or 3 nights in a row, you can make a big batch of something ahead of time. The reset and a crunch really saves me, especially when I get into some of the meals where I'm like, I don't like the tempeh, stuff like that. So the first time around, I was even better. I planned out my meals like on the back of my daughter's homework. But I write down, like, I go through and I write breakfast, lunch, and dinner, everything I'm going to have for like the week, so that I can plan it out. Because really, I could not fly by the seat of my pants every day trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. hold on, Christy. Breakfast, trying to get them right. Also lunch is easy to pack for work. Oh, good question, Christy, on easy to pack for work. So a lot of this is salad for lunch, which is nice. So I don't know what at school your situation is, but I pack all mine for work and heat it up. Yeah, I haven't had a problem. So the first time around, so why you're probably going like, okay, why are you guys doing this again? So the two things for me that came out of this that I loved so much was the mental clarity. Like I was so laser focused that now and that first time around, that the first time my husband said to me in the middle of it, he's like, can you just always be like this? Because I was just like getting things done. I was just like super focused, which I'm a scatterbrain. Because we're all busy women on here. We're everywhere. And I don't, the details are not easy for me. So it was that and the clarity of my skin in addition. After I look back at some pictures of me that were taken the week after the reset, and they are amazing. And it was, my skin just looked better. My mind was so much more clear. And the first time around, I lost 14 pounds, so that wasn't too shabby either. And I got down, I broke a plateau in my weight loss. I hadn't been able to really get below a certain weight, no matter what I did. And I do have, a thyroid problem, whatever, but I got to the lowest weight I've been at since between my children, I guess. Yeah. So that's kind of what prompted me to do it again. I just felt like it was time. Thank you guys. I felt like it was time. Like my body just felt like I needed a rest. I really was feeling tired. And immediately the first day of this reset, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I have gotten sleep back, and it's not because I don't not sleep because I don't want to sleep. Like you guys are in the business, it fuels our fire. We want to do so much. Like I want to stay up and do my power hour, and I want to get up and check in with my groups. Like I just want to do so much that my brain never settles. But this forces me to. Like I can't. I'll text Tamsen like I can't keep my eyes open. I'm going to bed. It's like 8 o'clock on the dot with my kids. Like good night. Now I have the energy back, but that first week I didn't, and those were the reasons. And then this time around, the weight loss is different because I only gained 5 of those 14 back. So I was really proud of that because I was a little bit nervous to weigh myself the day before this started. And so I'm really proud of that. And I think that goes to show that it can stay off too. That was 6 months ago. So it's not like you're going to gain it all back in 2 weeks, things that people do. And I'm 1 pound away. I've only lost 4, but it's okay. It's not all about the weight loss for me, but I'm kind of excited to beat that number before. I know it's not about the number, but you guys know if you have the kids, it's you kind of just get that. It feels good. I feel good. I feel less bloated and all of that jazz. So, yeah. That's my story. I'll let Tamsen share hers.
Yeah. So the first time, I honestly had never even considered doing the reset. It was not on my radar at all. Big reasons was because when I very first started Beachbody, I was pregnant. And then I was nursing. I'm still nursing, but he's 2.5 and obviously doesn't, he's not as dependent on me for nutrition. But, so I, and they recommend not to do it, while you're obviously pregnant or nursing or anything like that. So it just wasn't on my radar. And then, like Aimee said, after hearing about it and everything that they're saying, I just knew, it was something that I had to buckle down and do because one of my biggest struggles is nutrition. It's not that I eat, I'm eating all, I eat whole foods, everything, but, I'm like the little bite eater. Can you guys see me? Oh,
I can see
am I frozen?
No,
Was
you're
I
good.
frozen?
Oh, you might have been, but you're good.
Everybody else was frozen, so I thought maybe I might be. I have to keep walking down my hallway. But so I will take, you know, a bite of this, a bite of that, you know, and then there's the late night snacking because I do stay up late. That is where I tend to be able to work because my kids are not the greatest sleepers. And so in the morning time, it's just not reliable enough for me to wake up early and get things done. So I try to stay up late and get what I can done. Anyway, so that's where the late night snacking comes in. And it's not just late night snacking, it is a sweet tooth and it's bad news. So for me, sticking to this plan, I always have a really hard time, you know, sticking to the nutrition plans, you know, like to a T. And my husband, while he appreciates and is more on board with you know, eating healthy, he still brings home Doritos, you know, and he still brings home like the crappy food. And it's hard for me. I don't have a lot of willpower. So this was like, I have to do this to prove to myself that I can do it and really commit. And so I did it the first time. I didn't know what to expect. It was hard. It was really, really hard the first time. It was hard for me and my husband because he and I, you know, our thing is like food and wine. And obviously, you know, we couldn't share those things together during those 3 weeks. And so he's like, when you're done being sick, can we please make this or whatever? Like he would call me, like he would say I was sick. So this time around, he's been much more supportive of it. And he saw like what it did for me and how it made me feel. I ended up losing 15 pounds, 13 inches. It was insane. I did not expect to have those kinds of results, but it was exactly what I had needed because I had had a summer of indulging way too much, having a little too much fun. And I was incredibly bloated and just grossed out by myself. So I felt amazing. And I wasn't really sure that I would actually do it again. But then, you know, the reason why I decided to was because I felt myself slipping back into some really negative patterns with the late night snacking. And I have also a tendency to stress eat. So if something is like, I'll do the, well, crap, I've already done, you know, I've already eaten this. I might as well just eat this too. Or, you know what I mean? Like I throw in the towel and that's such an unhealthy habit to have. And so this, you know, puts me back in check. When I weighed myself, I had gained 10 of the 15 pounds back that I lost back in October, which was disappointing. But you know, that's me, not taking care of myself properly over the holidays and watching my snacking and eating and just, you know, eating kids' leftovers, that sort of thing. So this time around, I felt much more comfortable doing it. I felt much more prepared doing it because I knew what to expect. I haven't weighed myself recently. After the first week, I was down 6 pounds. And then I started my period and I didn't want to weigh myself because I was gaining weight during that time anyway. So I have no idea where I am now, but I know that I feel better. The first week, like Aimee, the first time I didn't have the muscle cramps. I didn't have any of that kind of thing. But then it was like she was talking to me about how she was having all these muscle cramps and then it hit me. And then I started having like lower back pain and just being very uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to sit and I was freaking exhausted. I wanted to do nothing but sleep. So it made it really hard, but I just forced myself. It like forced me to go to bed early. I went to bed at 9 o'clock, like 2 or 3 nights in a row, which for me is kind of not, I mean, that's totally unheard of. Even when I go to bed, I'll sit there on my phone and, you know, like I don't actually go to sleep. And I like checked out completely. So then, you know, after that first week, I got my, why does this pain happen? So what this is doing is it's pulling all of the toxins out of your system. And this is not just like toxins that we're getting through, foods, whether you eat organic or non-organic or whatever. Like we're breathing in toxins through the air, through things that we're putting on our skin, based, depending on what kind of products you use, it might be more so. If you're not using, if you're using chemical filled products, I mean, we're literally like covering ourselves in chemicals and breathing it in. So it's pulling all of that out. It is detoxing everything from your body and just like getting rid of it. And so, I think that's where the muscle pain kind of comes in, because it's giving your body an internal workout. You're not like sweating it out, but your body is working hard to get rid of the crap.
That must be why mine was so bad. I'm not kidding, because I got back from New York City 2 days before. I'm like, seriously, what if it was like I was like smog filled, like, who knows? Sorry, but it's scary.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes complete sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense. So, so into week 2, like I got my energy back. I felt, so much better. I am kind of crazy. And so I will have a tendency sometimes to forget my supplements, or like today has been nuts, because of the time change and everything. Like I'm fixing dinner and I only just had my Power Green, so I skipped my snack. I ended up having to drink Shakeology for lunch because I haven't gone grocery shopping. And so the thing is I guess, I'm not perfect, and I haven't stuck to the program perfectly. I haven't eaten the menu, exactly as they planned. But the thing is that's life, and you just do your best, and you just make sure that whatever you can do, you're making the best choices that you can. And so, it doesn't say anything about whether or not you should have Shakeology for lunch, but I've done it more than once, because sometimes, and that's usually when I drink my Shakeology. When I'm not doing this, I do intermittent fasting. So for me, eating breakfast is kind of difficult. I'm not hungry. It's not my thing, but because of these supplements and how they're spaced out, I have to do it. So I have a tendency to forget to eat. And so I forget my supplements. So I do have like the notifications in my phone to pop up and let me know. But, days like today, things just like go crazy, and you just do your best. So today I didn't take my detox and the optimize and the soothe. So I'll be taking that 2 hours after I eat dinner today. And they say in there that you can actually do that. So, yeah, my experiences have been very different. And I think that for me, again, I will probably do this at least once a year. It's not a program that I will not do again. I will continue to do this, because it's really, I think for me, it's a mental thing. I need to have that kind of discipline. I need to have that structure, or else I tend to, I'll be happy with where I'm at. It's like, oh, well, I don't really need to, I look fine. I don't need to do this or whatever. But if I don't have this kind of structure, then I will have a tendency to just like take it a little bit too far and have the extra piece of cake or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I lose my focus of what I'm really trying to do, with my health and fitness. So this brings me back. Plus Punta Cana is in a month, and that's a big thing right there. Is I wanted to feel as good as I could, being on the beach and, around everybody else and that sort of thing. So, I definitely recommend doing it. Absolutely 100%. Think that everyone should do this program. It's absolutely worth it. 100%.
I agree. And kind of a couple of the things Tamsen pointed out, and I just want to talk about, is like, I'm not perfect either with this. And that's something, as coaches, when we talk to our clients or challengers, people have a bad day, and what do we tell them? Same thing we do, but like, don't let that one bad day stop you from continuing on. So it's the same thing with the reset. The first time around, I could not give up my coffee. I didn't think I was addicted to my coffee. I just thought I liked it a lot. But I couldn't give it up. I gave it up for 3 days and I was like fiending for it. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm having my coffee. And so I had my coffee every day, still on the first reset, just coffee. I didn't put sugar in it and I used coconut milk creamer, but still, like, I should have just given it up. So this time around, I gave up coffee for the most part. But I'll tell you, I had one today. Like, I decided if I feel like I want one on the weekend to like wake up when my house is quiet and relaxed, I'm going to. So I've had a couple this time around, but I went, I think, the whole first week without one. So we're getting a question. Do you think that new people should do this program? Like, people have not been doing Beachbody for a long time. That's a great question. And this is where I'm going to go. Well, I'll come right back to that. I'll finish off with not being perfect. And just kind of talking about how coffee is not recommended, but you can have black coffee on this, like 1 cup in the morning. And also a couple other things like alcohol, not on the reset. And that was another reason that I actually really knew I needed this. Like, I love my wine, right? And I found myself getting to the point where I was having a glass every single night, sometimes 2. And it was like, okay, Aimee, time to reel it in. Like, that's unnecessary. So I have not had any wine on this, but so there are a few things that we should avoid.
I am, and speaking of coffee, I am addicted to coffee. I was a full on, like, drink a pot a day, probably because I stay up late, I would make another half a pot or whatever, at 9 o'clock at night. I was drinking it, and I'm not a black coffee drinker. I got to do it up with a sweet creamer, right? So that's another reason why I did the reset, to kind of force my hand and to stop drinking so much of it. And this, I haven't had a sip of coffee. I went from the first, the day of having, before having a pot of coffee to having no coffee, to date. And I definitely had the withdrawals. I had headaches. I didn't feel great. So I highly recommend, if you are a coffee addict, to wean yourself so you don't have that, just make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tamsen, because you can start weaning yourself before the reset actually starts, like the week before or whatever. And then I'm going to get to that question in just a second, but I don't know if anyone asked about this, why distilled water. And basically, we use distilled water to drink and use to cook everything, because distilled water is water that's been boiled or whatever to get rid of all things that all impurities. So it's like pure water, but your body does need some minerals. So that's why you add the mineralized to it, back into it, so that it's pure. That. So should new people do this? I say absolutely yes. I actually have someone that just did this as their first program and loved it. And I think it just depends on what your goals are, though. So how, like, as coaches, I think we should all do this, because honestly, it teaches us so much about nutrition and how powerful this program is to help other people, especially people who have hit a plateau. Like, I think Tamsen and I, at least, I would say we had hit plateaus prior to this, right?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Completely broke them. But for new people, you have to want to do this. Like, if it's somebody new, they have to be in the mindset to do it, though. And like, that's why I think for us as coaches, if we're going to recommend this, have to have gone through it to really understand what it is, so that we can share that.
Yeah. This would also be great for someone like Wendy. She did it last year around this time after she had her knee surgery, because she couldn't work out. So if there's somebody who is like, they're wanting to lose weight, they're wanting to get that kick start, but they can't physically work out, this is definitely the program I would recommend. I mean, if depending on how committed to their nutrition they are, it can definitely be a shock. But this is if you have someone who really struggles with working out, I would recommend this for sure.
Okay, you guys have any other questions? I can unmute it. Do you want me to unmute everybody? Okay, I unmuted everybody. So if anybody has any questions, like I know Christy's thinking about doing this. Has anyone else done this? Melissa, Christy, no? No. I know we shared a lot,
Can you
but
hear me?
I can.
My question was the breakfast. And you said lunches or salads, but my biggest thing is like, I do my shake every day, and that's like 2 minutes and out the door.
Right.
But if I'm not working out, then I guess, I don't know. How long are the yoga sessions though? I haven't done that one yet.
I didn't look at them.
You can still do your shake every day. I mean, you could still do you could substitute the shake for breakfast, and then if you're gonna, and the snack is optional. You don't have to have the snack every day, but they have snack options. So rather than doing your snack, a Shakeology for snack, like Aimee and I have done, then do it for breakfast. Towards the end of the last time, I started doing shakes for breakfast because the fruit wasn't very good at the supermarket. It was, winter. It was not looking very nice. And I was getting tired of what was available. It was just like, oh my God, I don't want to eat another 3 cups of fruit, because pretty much the last 2 weeks is fruit.
That's me.
It's like, it's all, I mean, there is some other options in there, but they're not really options that I want or go for. But so yeah, I bagged the fruit and went with Shakeology.
I'm in my meeting still.
Yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna go back and mute us. Hold on. Okay, Tamsen, you can unmute yourself, but and if anybody has a question, I think I can unmute you, or you can unmute you. So one of the things I just had something I forgot to tell you guys that was important. For support for the Ultimate Reset. So it's really hard, I feel like, to support someone in a challenge, like a general challenge group doing the Ultimate Reset. I mean, you can, like, I'm posting in mine right now, like just my shakes and whatever. But Beachbody has groups. So there's like a pre-Ultimate Reset group, and then a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and post reset groups all on Facebook. Like, get in those groups, even getting them now if you're not doing it, and check it out, because it's so nice to be in there and like hear other people posting and going through their same thing. There are Beachbody, there's someone from Beachbody in there that goes in and answers questions and stuff too, which is really nice. And there's lots of files in the file section. So it's almost like that's where I've directed people. And I'm in there. Like, I know it was really useful for me the first time around when I had like a lot of questions about what was happening with me. I would just go in there and search or check the post, and sometimes you'd be like, oh, I'm having the same thing happen this week. Okay, great. So I use that as a really good place for support during the reset.
And Chantel, your question about yoga, I'm terrible at yoga. And that's like a big, like, I'm not a yoga fan. I want to be, but I'm just not. I tried doing the 3-week yoga retreat the first time around, and it was, you're Kim. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going with my what's on there. But yeah, I haven't done any yoga. It's optional. You don't have to. I probably should have at least tried it, but I struggle with it. And I have a hernia, so I have to stay away from any ab work. And that's another good excuse. So.
No, I'm laughing at Jessica's comment to me. Hi, Wendy, because I'm on Wendy's Zoom, so it says I'm Wendy. So who knows who anybody is here right now? I'm just kidding. Oh, no.
Yeah, so don't be worried about the yoga.
Yeah,
you don't have to do it.
And in fairness, like, I haven't done anything this time around. Nothing. I'm giving myself the gift of sleep and time. More time to do my power hour in the morning. Yeah, I haven't. But I'm ready. Actually, yesterday I think was the first day I was like, oh, I kind of really want to work out again. Like, I just had the bug. But
yeah. I'm missing it. I'm ready. I'm like, I mean, obviously we have a week and a half to go, but I am ready to get back into my workouts. And that's another thing, like, prior to starting this, I was having just all kinds of like aches and pains in my knees. I have a bad knee, but even my good knee was hurting. My good knee was hurting more than my bad knee. My shoulders were hurting. I'm like, God, getting old sucks. But This has been like a time for me to recover and repair my body. And so now I don't have all those aches and pains, and I can give it all into my workouts again, because when you're not feeling great in your workouts and it hurts, you're not really pushing yourself. And I'm the type of person that I like to push myself in my workouts. And so my body needed this big time.
So you're getting a slump after this. So a slump after this, starting to work out again. I feel like I was ready to work out. Like I just like how I am right now. Like I'm ready. Like if someone was to hand me hammer and chisel, like right now, when I'm usually in bed, I'd probably be like, all right, let's do it. But I think, everybody's different. So, but I am like Tamsen and I actually have been talking about like what's our next program, because we, for whatever reason, we kind of always do the same program. Melissa misses hammer and chisel. It's so good. So Tamsen's thinking about doing hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
I am actually thinking I'm going to do Pyo again. I haven't done Pyo in like 2 years. Pyo, mostly. Yeah, Pyo. I love Pyo. I had my appendix out, obviously unexpected, 2 years ago, right after I started coaching. And so I couldn't work out for whatever, like 6 weeks. And then I like usually go all in the minute someone tells me I can start to go easy. But I started back with Pyo instead of doing heavy weights. That's how it all worked out. And I remember feeling so strong from that. So I feel like that's what I'm going to go into. Will I continue any reset recommendations once you are back to normal? Great question. Last time and already this time, I'm sitting there going, why don't I eat like this more often? I won't continue on the supplements. You can. There is an option to. I'm not going to, because it's like that's who I am. I don't think that I'll like stick with it, and I don't want to like be always in reset mode, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I actually am feeling like I really want to be more. I've always kind of toyed with being vegan, although I love red meat. I don't do a ton of dairy, and I'm gluten-free. So I think I will be more like, I don't know. I think I will just add more of these dinners, especially, into my diet.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah. I did. And cause when I cook for my family, for the most part, tonight we're not, cause we're kind of like, I haven't gone grocery shopping. But usually I just add a meat for them, but they're eating whatever I eat. And my husband is like, this is really good. Like he's been very impressed with the dinners that we've made. They're very tasty. The stir fries, there's various stir fries, and they're delicious. I love them. So yeah, these are definitely the menus I bring back in after the reset. I am going to not vegan. I'm not gonna try to go vegan. I'm a meat eater. I can't help it. But I do have extra supplements, because the last time I forgot to turn off my HD shipment. So I do have them. I didn't continue with it last time. I'm really bad at taking supplements. That's my thing. And so I kind of thought I was going to the last time, and I didn't, but I'm really going to try to do it this time, just to, one, use them because I have them. And then also just keep myself in check and in mode. Sorry, I'm like sitting here popping this stuff. I hope it's not annoying. But I will continue using the menu and those types of things, because I really want to, it's a slippery slope for me. So I'll eventually, I mean, granted, I'm still gonna, I'm gonna have my glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will start drinking coffee again, because I just love it. It's my hug in a mug. I can't give up my coffee, but I'm not gonna drink a full pot any day. I'm actually now addicted to a certain type of tea that I am like freaking in love with. So I'll have like one cup of coffee, and then it's tea all the way for me. So,
and it makes her really focused.
Very focused. It's called It's called Teamee. It's called Teamee. I saw the ads on I'll go get the thingy. I saw the ads on Facebook, and Raina Odell and Megan Evilson, both I saw had been drinking it, and they had one that was called. They were using one that was called Teamee Skinny, and I think that one is like just kind of the more overall, like general tea that people typically, will start out using or whatever. I am a crazy person and very scatterbrained, so I need to focus. And I'm not even kidding you. Like, my husband's like, he's like, you are whizzing right now. Like, it's not that I don't feel like I'm jittered or jazzed up or whatever. No, I feel very jazzed up, but I just am like, oh, I'm getting stuff done. Like, I am going for it. It's not like caffeine jittery, I don't think, but I don't get jitters either. And caffeine, I don't drink coffee to get a caffeine, get that rush or anything like that, because like I said, I can drink it at 9 o'clock at night and then go to bed still, so that kind of stuff affects me differently. So if you're really sensitive, I don't know. My husband is more sensitive. I keep telling him to try the tea to see how it makes him feel, because I'm curious. But I love it. I flippin' love it. I will, buy more.
Yeah, I have to order mine. I know she'll box me in the middle of the day, and she's like, "This stuff is awesome." It's funny, but yeah. So I think we covered a ton, but yeah, we're here for questions if you guys have them.
Yeah,
it's all good. And I am gonna try to post this recording for everybody else, and then if you guys think of anything, like, I kind of feel like we have a really good handle on the program at this point, so if you have questions, like, just let us know. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop the recording, stop video. Okay. Oh, okay, now Wendy Spencer.
But you're still recording.
No, I'm not.
Did you do? It says on my computer you're still recording.
It does?
Yeah. I don't see your face.
That was just the video. I don't know how to stop recording.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Stop recording.
Yeah, it looks different when you're in.